Welcome to week 6. If you're on track with these videos, your book should be at the editor's. You may have it back, but most likely it's still being worked on. So this week, we're going to take a break from the content of the book and start to build some of the ancillary support systems around it. The first one is to make sure that your introduction to the book is finished. You started this during the publish day, but may not have finished it completely. Pull out your notes from the day and get to it. You're going to be using a portion of this for the back cover anyway, so it's best to just get it finished, and it shouldn't take that long anyway. Your book should also be in the hands of a few trusted people to review. If you're lucky, you might start getting some of them back this week, unlikely. So let's have a conversation about how to handle their feedback. There really is only one effective way to accept feedback from people. Remember these words. That's great advice. Thank you for the feedback. Never defend your book after the feedback has been given. The feedback is valid. Your defense is not. Sure, they may have misunderstood the whole point of chapter 3 and told you how to rewrite it so that it matches their view of what they mistakenly thought the book was about. But by you defending how you wrote it and explaining to them what the real meaning was, it's completely irrelevant because you didn't write it as clearly as you should have, or it would have made sense in the first place. And when you get your book back from your editor, there is a strong possibility that they will have also pointed out the same and made some recommendations for the change. Now, what if their advice is just plain wrong and they want you to include facts or opinions that don't align with your values in life? You're going to say, that's great advice. Thank you for the feedback. Always respond with this if they are speaking with you. Most likely they'll just write notes in a manuscript, at which point you just send them a nice thank you letter and simply state in the thank you letter, thank you for your feedback. Your recommendations were great. Remember, you don't have to incorporate their feedback. It's just feedback. Now, I know you might think, but won't they be offended if when the draft comes out and they see their advice wasn't taken? No, and here's why. They won't read the book a second time. The odds of getting them to read it once is near impossible. Getting them to read it a second time, you're probably better off buying a scratch-off lottery ticket, sticking it in a bottle, throwing it in the ocean, and then waiting for it to come back to you, then scratch the stuff on the card, just scratch off whatever that is, to see that you've won. Probably a safer bet, all right? And in the wildly remote chance that they do and they confront you, just say, listen, I definitely loved your feedback, I just didn't incorporate that one specific piece. I went a different direction. And you know what? They'll be fine. So that's it. Just learn how to take the feedback, thank them for the feedback, and don't justify the feedback. We'll see you next week.